Hi, everyone. Can you guys hear me? A yes from anyone would be awesome. Hold on. I'm going to grab something off the printer. Yes. Awesome. Hey, guys. So it is a Wednesday. Are you guys excited? So it's the middle of the month. And it's that point where you're like, I don't know about you. Every time it's the middle of the month, I'm like, am I really 50% of the way through all of my goals? And I am not. I'm a little behind. I don't know if anybody else is feeling a little behind right now. Who do we have? So I'm giving away prizes. And as you know, I always give away the prizes based on the chat. So just say hi and tell me where you are right now. Like, I don't know. Sometimes when I ask people where they're from, they're like, well, I was born in Germany and then I grew up in France and then I went to college. Just tell me where you are, like right this minute. Way behind, Sasha. Yeah. Florida, San Antonio. Hey, Terry. Zara, Philadelphia, the Netherlands. Wow. Texas, Indiana. I'm calling my January my prep plan for the real goals month. That's good, Renee. I like that. Let me see if I can YouTube. I'm just outside of Montreal. Judy. Hi, Emily. Hi, Jana. Hi, Mary Lou in Orlando. Oh, happy birthday, Mary Lou. It's your birthday. So hopefully maybe you'll win one of today's prizes. um, hi, Liz from Wisconsin. Who did I miss? Judy from Montreal. Sonia from Alabama. Happy birthday, Mary. You guys are so nice. All right. I am going to give you a quick preview of the prizes in case you didn't catch them on social media. I'm super excited. So I have no particular order. I have this really cute notebook I had made. It says author girl boss, and it's like a little cheetah pattern or something. Anyway, it's a little notebook. I have this sticker of hearts, like a big, huge thing of hearts. So you could use those for cards or if you have author signings or something like that. I also have a little packet from Cultivate What Matters. So this is actually really cute. It's a pen pack, or you could stick anything in it. It's like a little pouch, and it has a little elastic strap on the end. So in theory, you could put the elastic strap on a notebook and then kind of carry it all as one unit like that. Also, I have the Cultivate What Matters. What is this called? The weekly notepad. So it has Monday through Sunday on one side, and then a little area over here to kind of write some notes for yourself. And then we have what's called tending tape. Honestly, it's washi tape. I don't really get washi tape. I think it's supposed to just help everything look prettier with borders. Since I'm not a big decorator, it's probably why like the concept just goes over my head, but I know people really like it. And there's actually a few different ones inside of here. There's like 4 or 5 ones inside of here, like inside this little packet. And then I have so many of these gold crazy ones. So whoever wins this, so the last person, Amanda, won this and she chose the teal. So today you can choose, whoever wins can choose the purple, the black, or the rose gold. Honestly, I think the rose gold is the prettiest. I'm surprised that didn't go first. But inside of Planner Academy and over on my channel, we were talking about how teal is like the new black, and it's for sure sells out for all planners and for just the color in general is just really super popular. So yeah, so make sure, so below me, if you were on Crowdcast, so if you're on YouTube, just so you know, I am only giving prizes away to the attendees on Crowdcast. Not that I don't love you on YouTube, but it's just too hard to do both. It just happens to be multi-streaming there so that so I can catch everybody. Renee, paper tape. Yeah, paper tape. Who knew? Emily, I know it's not for everybody. Jess, late but made it. Hey, Renee, printed paper tape, maybe. Sasha, I have a rose gold phone and computer. Just saying, yeah, rose gold is the prettiest. Everything I have here is rose gold. Emily, I'm on Crowdcast. Renee, score. Let me turn off the sound on YouTube so we don't hear double sound. And Zara, love Crowdcast. Yeah, it's the greatest. In fact, if anybody wants it, you can just have it. I have a lifetime membership to Webinar Ninja. And he was a guy that was like local to San Diego, and he seemed really nice. And he was coming up with this webinar software. And I can't remember what the price was. It was something not that, it was like 500 for a lifetime. So I was like, that sounds like a great idea. The thing never worked. Like it crashed all the time. People got kicked out. Like it didn't even matter how cheap it was. So if anybody wants that, you can have my ID and password and just you can try to use it. Does not work for me. Um, Cherry, truth, Emily. Okay, so make sure I was trying to say two things. Make sure to download the starter workbook below me. And then also, I put a little poll in here because it's always interesting to me, like what people want. And the question is, what's your ideal future author life? So we're going to talk a lot about this today. So there's option A, which is making 100% of your revenue from books. It's totally possible. I will 100% admit that I do not make that. I will share with you what my income is from books today. I know what people are really weird. There was actually another author tuber who had a video, I think it was yesterday, the day before, about income. So it's funny when you go to those videos. I don't know if anyone watches AuthorTube on YouTube, but you'll go to those videos and it'll say how much I make as an author. And when I go there, I'm like, give me your income report, right? Because over in the online business space, people just share all of their numbers. And there was this huge thing where bloggers would put out monthly income reports to show how much they were making. And when you go to the author things, they're like, well, this is a percentage of my total income, which is fine if you don't want to share it. But I feel like I came here to see like real numbers, like just tell me the numbers. And again, we were talking about this before. It's like an American thing where like it's rude to ask about like how much you make. But for some reason over in Europe, like all my European friends, everyone's just like, I make this. I make it. It's like a very much matter of fact thing. I don't really have any opinions on that either way, but it's just interesting how that is. And I will share what I make today because I don't really care. And I'm pretty honest. I'm like the most honest and open person you will ever meet. Put it to the point sometimes where it's like TMI, but 7%. So am I looking at this? 7% said, or 41% said they want to make a full-time income from their book. And 52%, 2% said they have multiple streams of income. And one person said they want to keep their day job. So just so you know, every time I do this poll, it ends up being exactly that. It's like 50-50. It's half and half. I am definitely option B. So that's just who I am. Got my workbook downloaded, Emily. Renee, I was trying to answer Sashi's question. Washi tape is like printed paper tape. I'm not being random, I promise. It's fine. Joni, I love AuthorTube. It's the best way to procrastinate. That is very true. Emily, that is true, Joni. Renee, I'm with you there. Fran, I want whichever author life will make me rich. Well, they can both make you rich. It's just a matter, I think, of choosing which one. Emily, who do you watch? I watch a ton of people. I don't know if that was for me. I love watching Kristen, obviously, because we're friends, Kristen Martin. And someone else said to me too, like, it's funny, a lot of the author tubers are, I shouldn't say all of them, but a lot of them write young adult. And it's like not even my genre. And they just happen to be younger, like in their 20s. A lot of them live at home with their parents. So it's just a different sort of perspective on author life. And, that's different. I think there's one that is married. There's two that are married with kids. I think Kim Chance and Vivian Reese are both married with children. Um, who else? Jess, I love how honest you are. It really helps people trying to get to your level. Thanks. Jana, I want money, but I also want to write because I love it. Yeah, that's totally me. Emily, living off book sales is the dream, right? I don't know. I feel like it does cause a lot of pressure. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Zara, I love Kristen. Yeah, she's great. Emily, yes, I love Kristen's videos. Jess, I love Cam videos too. She seems so sweet and down to earth. Yeah, she is. Like when I met her in real life, she was just a really nice, good person. Jana, I've always wanted to be a New York Times bestsellers author. Great. Those are good goals. Zara, I watch them all. Sasha, I need to learn to manage my time. I'm the worst at self-sabotage. Oh, you and me both. So let's go ahead and get started. So if you have your little worksheet, it's basically just a checklist for you to kind of go through things as we talk about them. I like having notes. I clearly just love making downloads like all the time. And yeah, so I don't have a lot of slides today. Today is not like a slide heavy day. It's more of a discussion. And like I said, just me just sharing everything that's going on with the things that I do and also the things that I fail at. So, because sometimes I was saying the other day, like I spent so much money on like all these people who are like, I will make you a New York Times bestselling author. And I will help you to increase sales. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But we're talking like 20, 30, 40,000, if I'm being totally honest, of the money that I've spent. And yeah, I just happen to have that money, but I really feel sad about the money I've parted with and wish I could have spent it better. So let's go ahead and go through today. So here's the agenda. Just a literally quick who am I, just in case you're new and you've never found me. And also, whoops, related videos I think you would find useful if you want to just kind of make this author thing like your dream. And then we'll just talk about option A versus B, because I think I wish I had like gotten this when I first started out. Like, this is the answer to everything. Like, if you can pick one path or the other and stick to it, you're going to be so much more successful. And I really think the reason I failed was because I kept trying to do both. And you only have the bandwidth and energy to do one of the two, even if you hire a million people. Because I did that in the beginning too, because I had saved up all this money from corporate America. Just so you know, too, when I quit my job, I had saved up 4 years worth of salary because I had just gotten out of debt. Like, I had $190,000 in like student loans and credit cards, and I was so afraid of going into debt again. But I so badly wanted to be a full time author, be an entrepreneur. I just wanted to work for myself and do projects that I was interested in. And I knew that I needed some buffer, right? So I just kept saving and saving. And I know other people do like a slow transition or they move back home with their parents. And for me, those just weren't things, one, that I was really interested in. And two, I just like having a big, like fluffy, what is that called? Like a backfall contingency plan. Plus, I had a ton of money in my 401k also as like a second contingency background. So I don't know that everyone needs to do that, but 100% for me, it did help with my stress level. It did help with like my happiness level. And I didn't worry like, oh my God, I'm going to have to like move home with my parents or something. Like, I always knew like I could just kind of take care of myself. So that's just the way that I did it. So we'll talk about the different, but I wish I had known like to focus all of my energy on one or the other versus trying to like spin my wheels doing both at the same time. So we'll talk about the option A and what I would have done differently, as well as option B, what I do right now and is quite successful for me. So we'll also talk about, because I'd like to do like a beta program, and I know there are probably a smaller percentage of people that are interested in this. And as we did in the poll, like only about half of you are interested in this. But for me, like it takes the pressure off of having to write the best book in the world or like something to market. Or, I can self publish or I can go trad and I can go out on submission forever in theory because I do have income coming from somewhere else. So if that's you or something you're interested in, then I feel like it's like I was saying this the other day to somebody. I didn't make any money the first 2 years. And then the third year, I broke even. And this last year, I finally hit six figures. I still have not totally replaced the income I had like for the year from my corporate job, but I finally like kind of get it. You know what I mean? Like, I know how to make money. I know how to run a business. And so if that's something you're interested in and you would still like time to write, I would like to show you how to do that. And that's Author Girl Boss Academy. And we'll talk about that at the end. All right. So, who am I? If you follow me on Insta stories, these are old posts, but pretty much all I post now are pictures of my cat. I'm like obsessed with my cat. He's just so cute. We've had him like we calculated it out. It's been like a month today. And Jess, I love the cat pics. Good. Because someone did text me or message me the other day on Insta stories and they're like, "Are you obsessed with your cat?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I kind of am." Like, if I'm being totally honest. Joni, your kitten is the cutest. Thanks. Yeah. So I just love Lucky, and I wanted a pet for so long because I had a dog, and Hoppy, after 15 years, sadly passed away. He was a cute little chocolate miniature pincher. And then when I started dating my boyfriend, he still is allergic to pets. But after like, I don't know if it was my complaining or my whining, but after 4 years, I finally broke him down. He said we could get a pet, but he's more of a cat person. Who knew? I always assumed guys would be dog people, right? But he was a cat person. So I said, that's fine as long as we get an Abyssinian, because I think I like wanted a playful, like active cat. So I'm going off on a tangent now, but that's how we ended up with Lucky. So yeah, so I have to end up having to vacuum. It has kind of my schedule. I vacuum probably like 2 or 3 times a week to try to like help his allergies. And we bought HEPA filters and other stuff. So if anybody knows anything about how to help with cat people who are allergic to cats, let me know. But yeah. Oh, Joni, your dog is a min pin. His name is Bruno. Oh my God, DM me a picture. I like love min pins. They're my favorite dog. Terry, adorable. Mary Lou, anyone who has a cat or dog is obsessed with their baby. I know, right? I think Sasha always posts pictures of Gerard as well. Emily, our cats are grown and aren't as playful anymore. Yeah, I hope that never happens. I really just want him to stay a kitten forever. Claire, I'm about to go to my first conference this year as an author, and I'm freaking out. I know I want to get to where most of my passive income is from books, but I don't want to give up editing. Oh, you're doing editing too. All right. So we'll talk about that. Look, he's adorable. Thanks, Jess. Can we have a whole live stream about your kitten? I know, right? I would love to do that. I'm trying to talk. We're doing a live stream the middle of February. Courtney and I, we run the Cozy Escape Book Club. So we're going to try to have our cats with us. You know, cats. Sometimes they cooperate. Sometimes they don't. Like the cat is locked in this room. I've shut the door. Haven't seen him since the webinar started. Emily, total cat person. Renee, my hubby is a cat person too. He likes them really independent. Sasha, Gerard, the feline overlord. Yes, the feline overlord. I forgot about that. My baby, the bully. Terry, follow me for cute dog content. Emily, my mom is crazy about tiny dogs, though. Sasha, Terry's dogs are so cute. Jana, I'd love a cat, but my 2 toddlers are enough for now. Yeah, 2 toddlers sounds like a lot. Emily, smiley face. Clary, my cat hates the camera. She gives me the stink eye when I try to take pics. Yeah, it is hard to get cats in cameras. But okay, so that's me. That's Instagram. Honestly, if you're there, that's probably what you're going to find. If you go to my old Instagram stories, so my old account, Lisa Seifert, was when I had a different brand where I wanted to do fitness. So there's actually some like I wanted to do fitness and writing. Worst combination ever. Nobody really wants to do those two. But there's like some good motivational quotes on there. And you can see I hired somebody out to do my Instagram posts for me every day. And it didn't work out. So she just stopped and then that account just died. So you can see like kind of where like things were picking up and then things just kind of fell apart. Lisa London is the old one. So I haven't even gone on to that anymore. And then Lisa Latte is the cozy mystery one. In fact, my RWA renewal came through today and I didn't even renew because I don't think I'm going to do anything romance relating this year for sure. So I'm just going to stick with mystery, just try to stay in my one lane. All right. So let's do the first giveaway. So the first giveaway is one of these 3. So you can pick the color. I put which giveaway it was because when I went back, people sent me their addresses and I was like, I can't remember what prize you won. So I am going to download the chat and tell me. Sasha, give me a number. And who else? Terry, give me a number as well. And give me like a big number. So like something over 20. How about that? I felt bad. Last time it was like only the people in the very beginning that got anything. There were like 700 other things that never got anything. All right. Let me open Excel because I cannot do math on my own. Where are you guys? All right. Who gave me? Sasha gave me 68. Terry gave me 38. So 68 plus 38. Should also ask someone to do math for me. Plus 38 is 106. So 106 is equal to, let's see. Let's go to the chat. Okay. So you guys can all see. Let's scroll down. This thing makes everything so much easier. There we go. 106. Renee West. Look at that. Talking about your husband and cats. You won the first one. Yay. Okay, so Renee, remember to email me. So I always have this rule, like I'm going to go the very next day and I will mail out your packages. But if you don't message me your mailing address, I will not wait. So message me at lisa@lisalatte.com. It's just that easy. Tell me what prize you won so I don't forget. And then give me your address, but also give me your phone number. I think it helps with the tracking in case they need to call you. I usually put my own phone number on, which isn't going to help you. So, all right, let's go back to our slides. Okay. So a couple related videos. So as you're starting to think about this, I have another video on my channel called Income Ideas, and I have 10 different ideas for you on, you could do editing, you could do coaching, you could do cover design, like other things that are related to the author book business world. Like if I could go back and start over, I would have started my side business in something related to the author book writing world. My side business has nothing to do with that, and it makes it twice as hard because I have to run two completely different businesses in total silos because they're not at all related. So if I was able to start over again, I would definitely have done something where I'm already utilizing and tapping into the audience that I already have and with the people that I already network with. So that's just my 2 cents. Hold on. Let me close this one. It's an old one. Okay. The other thing I would do too is we talked about quitting your job, and I go through here and I talk a lot about like everybody's different. And I keep hearing the same thing of you should slowly build up your side business as you sort of, keep your job. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not the only way. And I 100% did not do that. And I don't think that you should think you have to do that too. Like, honestly, that's exhausting, and maybe you have like I can't remember, someone said they had two toddlers. I can't imagine having two toddlers and try to, like, you could just do what I did and just save up a bunch of money and then just have a big line in the sand and call it quits one day. I am very much like I need to just focus on one thing at a time. I suck at multitasking, whether it is projects or anything else. And that's why it is a big challenge for me to run two separate businesses. And that's why I said I wish they were in the same industry. So I just want to show you there's more ways than one to quit. And also, we talk about what you should tell human resources. Just because I think that everyone has this really wrong idea that HR is your friend. And I promise you, I worked in HR for 20 years. HR is not your friend. Like, they're friendly people, like they're not evil or mean, but they're part of management. And, when you form a union at work, the people that are not allowed into the union are management and human resources, because they're not considered like one of you or employees. They report to management, and that's their main objective and goal, is to be loyal to the CEO or the board of directors. So I just want everyone to keep that in mind. Don't go to HR and like tell them secrets and think they're going to keep them. That's not what they're there for. They're not counselors at all. So that's like basically my main purpose. And I also went through Cobra and FMLA and like other things that you can think about when you're quitting, and alternatives that HR could possibly help you with. Melissa Storm. So a lot of people didn't watch this interview, and I think maybe because interviews are not really conducive to the YouTube space because they are so long. But Melissa Storm is amazing. She makes a gazillion dollars off of her books. She makes a gazillion dollars off of her businesses. And honestly, I don't know how she does it. Like, I don't know if she just never sleeps or what. And she's still like the nicest person ever. So she has that business called Author Engine, and she not only teaches people how to do marketing and Facebook ads and things like that, but she also just does it for you. And then on top of that, she also does like one-on-one coaching sessions you could hire her for, and she'll like teach you. I think she's just one of those people like that's very nurturing and giving, and she just wants to help with all the different things. So Melissa and I interviewed her about like how that works and where her income comes from. And she very much is working on both ends of the option A and option B of making money from books and then collaborating with other authors, publishing their books for them, and then also trying to work on the other side of having an author business. But again, she did what I wish I had done, which is everything is still in one industry. She's not trying to market to brides to do wedding planning, right? Or something totally different, or she doesn't own a car dealership. I know that's so random, but everything is all within one area, which again, I wish I had done. So that's a really good interview. The other one is health insurance options. If you have a significant other where you can go on his plan, that is awesome. But if you are not, and you're like me and you're single, I put some different options that are out there for you to consider doing, because health insurance, I think, honestly, with the taxes, you do get a ding for it. It's possible, it might just be better to take that ding on your taxes. But, if you're older, it might be really important to have health insurance anyway. So I went through all of those. Okay, so let's talk about option A versus option B. And let me just check comments really quick. Help is focus is important. Terry, my sound is gone. Oh no. I hope it comes back. Jana, honestly, it's hard for me to actually write all the time because my kids, yeah, kids are tough. I mean, even I know I just have a cat, but it's because he's a kitten, he needs to be played with, he needs to be fed 4 times a day. Like it's a lot of work. I can't even imagine if I had a dog. So, and forget kids, like I couldn't even do it. Focusing is important. I have so many goals, Emily. Judy, I'm my mother's caregiver, so finding time is sometimes a problem. Yep. Terry, I love your single tasking concept. Yes. Fran, not a problem for me. I'm retired. Oh, we all wish we were retired like you, Fran. That would be awesome. Clary, me too. Asha, especially because I write LGBTQ. Makes sense. Oh, that must be another conversation. Zara, I tried signing up for the waitlist to Author Girls. Got an error saying the site doesn't exist. Yeah. So the authorgirlboss.com site was hacked. I don't know. I get this problem all the time. If you ever use Bluehost, make sure you also use iThemes security. It's free. It will stop you from having hackers. I don't know what happened. It is down. So don't worry. I have another link for you at the end of this. Zara, you look 20. Are you talking to me or are you talking to Jana? But thank you. That's very nice. I'm 45. I'm going to be 46 in like 5 months, 6 months. I can't do math soon. Let's see. Mary Lou. I love her and her books. Jess, I've never heard of her. Oh, Melissa. She also writes under the pen name Molly Fitz. She writes sweet romance. And she, I think 100% just self-publishes, but she did sign some trad deals recently. Terry, I'm back and I can hear. Good. Emily, good. Fran, good tip. Antonio, 3 senior dogs and 2 kids keep me busy. Yeah, I bet. Jess, you got hacked? That's crazy. Yes. I mean, who would even, there was like literally nothing on that page. It was just a landing page. I guess people just hack things. Zara, that's nuts. Zara, no way. Me too. You look amazing. Thanks, guys. All right, so let's go back into option A versus B. So, option A, if you chose that, that means books are my business, right? I'm just going to push those out. That is my main product. Otherwise, business is my business. That is what I do. So, let's just go ahead and talk about, let me just tell you my experience because I tried both, like I said. So here's what happened for trying both. I tried. So what I did is Alana and I teamed up. She's another contemporary romance author. She's very successful. She has a lot of self-published books, and we did the KDP. What is that guy's name? Alex Newton, Kindle Analytics, and they're great. I mean, I love Alex. He's amazing, and he said that we should, well, he didn't say we should. He just he came out with a report that said reverse harem romances are hot. Everybody's buying them. You should do it too. And I had been reading the siren romances for like years. They write menage and things like, basically reverse harem before reverse harem was like a term or a word. And I said, we should totally just do this. And she's like, yeah, let's just kick out a bunch of, you know, reverse harem series and let's get going on this. And she had some other friends that she was close with that were doing it and were making a ton of money. And so we wrote The Temptation of Snow, which was book 1 in the Snow and Her 7 Seals series, in like 2 weeks and pushed that out. And that book made, I'm going to say, 40,000. However, that book we had to spend 20 to 25,000 in Facebook ads. So was it successful? I don't know. Sometimes when I spend so much in Facebook ads, I'm like, what? Like, did they just buy it because they happen to see it? Like, what if I had never run that ad? But I guess that's kind of like the case for whenever you do self-publishing. So long story short, we ran into some problems. We never did rapid release like we were supposed to. And The Seduction of Snow, which is book 2, didn't come out till a year later. So that book did not do as well. And we didn't even bother running ads to it because we were going to wait until we wrote the 3rd one. So the whole trilogy was complete. But by that time, I was pretty much burnt out. I felt like the reverse harem thing was like on the way out. And I had come to this like realization, like, I don't want to write to market and I don't want to write things I'm not really interested in because I was making so much money from my business at that point. And I thought, well, why should I bother writing things to market when I am already making plenty of money doing other things that that aren't my dream or passion, and I could instead just write the things that I love to write. And at the meantime, I had also published The Temptation of Cinderella. And so For me, I really didn't make any money. So these two books, just so you know, whenever you co-author something, it can only go on one person's account. You cannot create a new account on Amazon. I've heard people doing that, but I think you will get in trouble because they want the same social security number or EIN all together. I suppose you could get new EINs, but I just heard some horror stories, and there have been so many people in the past year. I have another video where I talked about Alexa Riley and how her and a lot of other authors had just been wiped out of Amazon and like banned from the store. So we had talked about that and we were really worried about that. So we just put them on Alana's platform because she had way more books published and she was better at the whole back end than I was. So when I pushed out Temptation of Cinderella, I really only pushed that out because I was like, we were supposed to do a trilogy. It was supposed to be and I think she put the first book out for Dorothy. It was supposed to be all of these fairy tales, right? It was Snow White, Cinderella, it was Dorothy. It was, I can't remember the others, but we had Goldilocks, Alice in Wonderland. We had divvied up the list. And at first, she was like, we can only just write these together. But then because it took a year to write the second one, she was like, okay, let's just split them up and we'll each just take our own books. And so that just never happened. But the plan, which I had been advised by many different people, was to look at past book sales and then look at future, like try to extrapolate future book sales from that. So if you don't know how to do that, the easiest way to figure out how much people make is to go on to, I think its name is Thomas, tckpublishing.com. Oh, wait. I'm just looking at it without sharing it with you. Hold on. That will help so much better if I share it with you. Let's see. Can I share this? Will it work? Do you guys see it? I don't even know if you can see it. It's so hard because there's two different things. Hold on. I don't think I'm sharing this correctly. Share. Oh, share a Chrome tab. Okay. I think you can see it now. So this is tckpublishing.com. If you've never seen this, this is the Amazon book sales calculator. I know some people go wide, but honestly, if you ask everybody I've ever spoken to, like 90% of their sales come from Amazon. So yeah, maybe they're making money on other platforms, but you can usually go through this and you can do a pretty good estimate of where people's sales are and how much they're making. So like let's say their ranking overall is 50,000. That means they're maybe making 76 sales a month, 5 a day. So 76, and say they're doing the 99-cent book, you only get 30 cents out of that. So what is that? You're getting every month they're making 76 times 30 cents. They're making $22.80. So let me see if the comments. We see your YouTube stream. I see YouTube. Yes. Okay, now. Okay, wow, this is terrific. Okay, yeah. So you can just kind of back into anyone's numbers. Like, if someone's book is, let's say, 1,000 or 100, the top 100 overall, they're making way more money. So let's take, even if it's 99 cents, that's 16,011 times 30 cents. They're making 4,800 off their book if they're ranked in the top 100. If you have a book that is free, don't even worry about it. Don't even look at the calculate. Like those calculations are totally wrong. You could also use what's called Kindle Spy. So I bought Kindle Spy based on, I don't even know, who knows who gave me that advice, but someone told me to buy Kindle Spy. It wasn't that bad. It would tell you like, it would do all these calculations for you, like the money, the average. The only problem is when KU came out, it wasn't able to do that. It couldn't do any data for you with KU. And as you know, with page reads and everything, it changes. And then with page reads, if someone closes the book on the first page instead of the last page, for some reason, KU supposedly will just say that person read 0 pages of your book. So KU is a whole different story. But this is like a quick and easy way for you to do a calculation. And he does go into more information on this page on what to do. And in fact, I will just add this link for you over here. Okay, so I will share with you how much I make. Let me show you. Okay, I use Book Report, which I don't know if anyone else uses this. Let me try to, I know what I can do. I think I can just make this bigger and just try to share the whole screen. I don't know if you guys know this. I have a 34-inch ultra wide monitor because I do a lot of graphic design and video editing, and it's just way easier to do that. So let me share my entire screen. I think it'll look small because it's the entire screen. So it'll be like extra wide. Okay, so this was the book sales calculator. So when you go into your Amazon KDP, you can see all of your books that you've ever published, even the ones you unpublish, which I don't know if you guys know this. I unpublished a lot of these like pseudo incest daddy daughter books that I first started out with, just because Amazon is like cracking down on the morality kind of books. So those don't make anything. But if you go in here, if you go to book report, like getbookreport.com, you can add this as an extension inside of Chrome. So once you're inside Chrome, the first step is download getbookreport.com. And I will just add this in case nobody's ever heard of this. I think a lot of people already use this. And then once it's there, it's an extension. So you'll log into your Amazon KDP. And as you know, when you go in here to reports, I can't read this. It looks like it's so confusing to me. But if you go over here and you hit this little icon for your extension, it will open up book report for you. And then inside of here, you can go by like per book. You can say, let's say I just wanted to look at The Temptation of Cinderella. That book made 756 last year. If I want to see all my books, you can see that all of the other books made pretty much nothing. So it probably costs more for Amazon to like host that book on their server and go through those transactions than it did for the money that I made. So you can see all of your income and you can see it by month and you can see the earnings by book. And it will drop everything down here for you. I just really like it. I think it's way easier to look at. And so as you can tell, this is basically, I think I spend more per year. Like I used to be like, oh, it's my Starbucks money. But I actually spend more at Starbucks than what I make on my books. And also it goes by, as you can see, it goes by author. So you can have multiple pen names on here. But so I have Lisa London and the Lisa Seifert on here as well. So that is how you can use that. Okay, so let's go back to a smaller screen, which is the slides. Okay, so if I were to do that all over again, I think what you need to do is you really need to think about production time, right? So I thought, even though I've never done it before, I was like, I can put a book out every month because I had read the book Rapid Release. And she was like, you could write it in 2 weeks, edit it in another week, and then publish it in the week after. And I was like, that sounds very logical. I could totally do that. I cannot do that. I cannot write 50,000 words in 1 month. So, or in 2 weeks, or even 1 month. So, this was not doable for me. So, if you're going to do rapid release and they have these timelines set for you, I would very much make sure you practice that and make sure you can do it. And I think when they say, do that edit, it has to be pretty quick. Like you have to have an editor lined up. I can't even tell you how many editors like flake on me or they forgot, or you write them and you're like, I thought I paid extra sometimes for like people to like do stuff very quickly. And then they just kind of forget, or they were on vacation, or their kid got sick, who knows what. And this is also the problem with working with people. So, if you're going to do rapid release, make sure you are capable of rapid release. And if you're going to do rapid release, can you sustain that for 12 months? I don't know. I know I cannot. It like takes the joy of writing away from me, which is why I went with option B. However, not everybody is like me. A lot of people are built differently. Like I can only do one task at once. Other people can have like their kids are playing soccer, they just whip out the laptop and they start writing stuff. People were like, I think it was E.L. James who's like, somebody said I wrote my book on the subway on my cell phone. I can't do that. I played Angry Birds on the subway on my way into work, right? So you have to know yourself very well to know if plan A is going to work for you. But I strongly believe that your product is a book. And if you're not able to put out a lot of product, you're not going to be able to do a lot of sales. And so plan A may not work for you. The other thing is budget. So like I said, we spent like a lot of money. Like 25,000 in Facebook ads. So yeah, it was a success, but do you have 25,000 laying around to put into Facebook ads? Because as you know, the payments don't come in right away where you're going to be like, oh, let me just use the payments from this month to help fuel the Facebook ads. It takes a while for them to go through. And on top of it, we put a lot of money out front, or I shouldn't say we, Alana did for the covers. And that was part of our cost. So all of those 7 guys for a reverse harem book, each of those models costs money. That's an original cover because we thought it would sell better. And those covers were $2,000. And that doesn't include the cost to have just the words put on there, right? Like we had to pay someone to do that font for us. So, and fade things in and fade things out. So, you know, and then on top of it, though, I will say though, we did not sign up for any like book blog tours. We didn't do swaps or things like that. Like we asked people to do swaps. I don't know, like a lot of times when you do swaps with authors, I don't know, are they sending things out for you? Are they not sending things out for you? When they say they have 10,000 readers on their list, do they really have 10,000 readers on their list? So I think they're helpful, but I think the amount of time and energy you put into that is not going to give you as high of a return as you possibly think as like just going ahead and doing paid ads, in my opinion. Versus like, and then people talk about doing an author platform. Like, some people do really great selling books with 0 author platform, and other people who have an amazing author platform sell nothing with their books. So I guess my point is that you just never know with books. And so for me, that uncertainty was just too much and too stressful for me really to go with plan A. However, having said that, there are lots of people who are doing it very well and succeeding and making, some people will say they make like 20 or 50,000 a month from their books. So, there are definitely people, if that's what you want to do, I would start following those people. I would sign up for their programs and I would start learning how they do things. There is something called Dirty Discourse, which is like an author forum where a lot of authors go on and they share real numbers and they start talking about how much they're paying for everything. And they're watching their page reads and their book sales every single month. So that is something, again, that I am not capable of, but I think if you're going to go with plan A, that's the world that you should 100% be in. Um, so I think I have a couple of comments. Let's see. This is helpful. I think that was my numbers. Sasha, what is your take on multi-pen names for differing genres? Or is that a whole other session? No, I'll answer you. I think that you could make it work for either. I think if you're already really well known and you have a really big following, you should just stay in their same genre. Oh, look, the cat came. You want to say hi? No? I think Lauren Lane, I don't know if anyone knows this, she writes contemporary romance and she recently put out a young adult paranormal. So, but she did it under her name because she has such a huge following. And she's already a New York Times bestselling author. If you are not, like I am not, that's why I started another pen name. And also because I had some of the pseudo incest associated with my other pen name, and the reverse harem had such a high heat level that it didn't make sense for me to keep writing in that same name. So that's why I decided to change. So I think, for branding, or if authors know you, I think that's a consideration. But again, if nobody knows you, it probably doesn't matter. But it is double the amount of work to do both. And that's why I just abandoned Lisa London and I do nothing with it. Jess, writing a book in 2 weeks, that's crazy. I know, but some people can do it. I talked to somebody else too. A lot of the people that I spoke to that were like book coaches said that they would hook me up with ghostwriters. They had a huge team of really great ghostwriters, and that's how some of those people put out books. So a lot of times you're reading books that weren't written by them. They are more into marketing the books. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but that is like they've chosen to make this more of a business, like a book business, right? Books are my business, or business is my business. And if the books are your business, you need more inventory. And that's also why a lot of authors like Melissa teams up with other authors to kind of co-author, or she publishes their books for them because she needs more product and she just can't get it out fast enough. Fran, I can't write that fast either. Yeah, Asha, that would be crazy. Sasha, sad face. Jody, I can't even imagine how stressful that would be. Terry, I could not do that. Jana, I think this is why I haven't done NaNoWriMo. Writing fast is difficult for me. I don't like the pressure. Like I used to do NaNoWriMo, but I don't like, I don't know. It's just like too much for me. Jess, people who write on their phones are a different breed. Yeah, Totally. Sasha, I used to be super fast. I've gotten rusty. I'm hoping I'll get back up there again soon. Yeah, it's kind of like running, right? Like some days I'm a good runner, some days I'm a walker. Uh, Joni, I like NaNoWriMo, but I don't mind if I don't reach the 50,000 word count goal. Yeah. Jana, I tried writing on my phone. Wasn't easy. I don't even like writing. Like when people DM me on Instagram, I'm like, oh, so painful. Like I wish I could just be on a keyboard. Jana, I tried writing on my phone. Wasn't easy. Veronica, I can't even write a message on my phone quickly because I always hit the wrong letter and then I have to cancel, rewrite every word. Writing on my phone would be a disaster. Although, did you know, I don't know if you guys know this, the latest update on the iPhone. So I switched to iPhone from the Android, and you can now drag your finger to write words, which you never could before. It's very new. So sorry, the cat is walking around. So if you suddenly like go away, it's because he hit a button. I can't control him. Whoops. Sorry. Sorry, kitty. Sorry. All right. So Veronica, I can't even write a message on my phone. Joni Nano is really the only time of year when writing groups gather in the Netherlands. Aw. Emily, wow, covers can be expensive. Covers are one of the best investments, though. We live in a judge by the cover era. Renee, yeah. Fran, I do swaps, but don't get much sold. Yeah, swaps, I really don't know. They never work for me. Emily, expensive. Chris, very big risk. Emily, I can write 50,000 a month, but 2 weeks. Yeah, I think you really need to like, not you, but just in general, like the word count needs to be up. Or like that one guy told me, you do have to have a team of ghostwriters like on your staff. Um, your covers look so good, Lisa. Thanks. Sasha, any recommendations to follow for that? For covers, is that what you're asking for? I'm so sorry. I'm behind in comments. Emily, I don't think I can write that fast. Oh, look at him. Lucky. I can't wait for to write that fast. Terry, I love Lauren Lane. Yeah, she's actually really nice too. I have an interview with Lauren Lane on my channel where we talked about author branding and websites. It's old. It's on the Lisa London channel, I believe. Emily, Elizabeth, you can usually tell when something is ghost written though. I don't know. Can you though? Because I think like you'd have to really know the author. And some people 100% just have ghostwriters. I talked to a guy yesterday who said he was making like $10,000 a month from his books. And he said he does two things. He only has a ghostwriter for fiction books. And then he also creates low or zero content books, like coloring books. And he said that's how he's now making his full-time income. Um, Joni, I agree, Jess. True, Jess. Chris, I might like the input, but prefer to write myself. In my opinion, using ghostwriters is being a publisher rather than an author. Cherry, Judy, my friend writes under a pen name when she goes to conference. She has to keep remembering that people will be calling this new name. It makes it a point to listen to. Yeah, that's why my pen names, all of my pen names are Lisa, because I knew like if someone said Jennifer or Christine, I would never answer. I agree, Jess from Asha. It would feel strange to have someone else put my name to their writing. Zara, some people use voice recording and then have it converted. Yeah, I've tried Dragon software. I think I mentioned this in the last one. It just didn't work for me. And I really love Joanna Penn. And she's like, you must do dictation. I was like, okay, well, if Joanna said I should do it, I should definitely do it, right? It just, I couldn't stand it. Like it ruined the creative process for me, which is probably like how a lot of you feel about ghostwriters. Some people, Joey, I sometimes write on my phone, but then I use the dictate function. Renee, I have to have my writing as mobile as possible. So I get really big phones and make it work with Google Docs. That's funny. Sorry, I changed my cover and my book sales doubled immediately. Wow, that's great. Renee, chasing 3 kids. I can't be glued to a desk some days. Sasha, who to follow for high word count writers? Oh, who to follow for high word count writers? I don't, it's usually romance writers that are, I don't want to say fake. Like sometimes I see those pictures and I'm like, is that a real person? Is that really a dude writing those books? Like what is going on? So yeah, so those are authors that typically do that. As far as high word count writers, I can't think of any off the top of my head. But there are a bunch of them. So I will add some, I'll do a follow-up email to you guys or a social media post with that. Because that's a good question. Jana, never could tell Nancy Drew was written by ghostwriters. Yeah, I never knew that. Like when I grew up and I found out, I was like devastated. Oh my gosh, we have a question. Zara, I tried signing up for the waitlist at Girl Boss. Yeah, get the error message. Okay, got that. Okay, so let's go back to the slides. Where was I? Oh yeah, TCK, competitor research, KDP Spy, all those good things. And it's time for another giveaway. All right, so I'm putting all of these together, all the Cultivate What Matters stuff. So you get the tending tape, which we said is like paper tape. I don't know. You get the pen pack, and you also get the weekly notepad. So I need 2 numbers, and I can pick 2 other people, Jana and Renee. Give me 2 numbers above 50. How's that? But under 200, because that might be too many. Let me download the list again. Export the chat log. Can you hear the cat? I don't know what he wants. I don't speak cat. Hold on. Export chat log. Sometimes it doesn't work. Nope, it worked. There we go. And export this to Excel. Oh, yeah, walk on the keyboard. That's so helpful. So helpful. Sorry. Lucky just deleted the file. Download it again. Okay, now we got it. Did I get 2 numbers? Did anyone give me a number? Oh, Jana, 125. Renee, anyone give me a second number? And 75. So 125 and 75. I can do the math in my head. It's 200. All right, so let me share the screen and Excel. All right, here we go. 200. 200 is going to be Jess Sayers. So you want all of the Cultivate stuff. And again, send me your mailing address, your phone number, and just remind me that you run the Cultivate stuff, and I will get it out in the mail to you. All right, so we just have 1 prize left. Okay, where was I? So you don't need to see the screen anymore. Okay, we're almost done. I always mean for these to be 30 minutes. I don't know if you guys know this. I deleted like 50 slides from today. We'll talk about that in a minute. I can show you the rest of the slides on Monday. I have a special offer for you. Okay, so option B. So option B is what I do. So option B is really just running a business. And again, like I said, I would have picked something from that's related to the book industry. You can be, I think someone said they do editing. You can do cover design. You can do more passive income things too. You could create done for you author solutions. You could host blog tours. You could do what else? There were so many different things on the list. You could do book coaching. You could do just help people with coming up with plots. You could help people with maybe they need a virtual assistant. So a ton of different things that you could do with the audience and the network that you already have. Just like someone else said, they were going to an author signing. You're going to meet a ton of people. I think my friend Jade Eby, I don't know if anyone remembers her. She is I don't know if she writes anymore, but she opened up the virtual author assistant. And just kind of on a whim, she was like very entrepreneurial, and she had so many requests in the first month after going to RWA. She had to keep turning people away. So I feel like author assistant is like insta cash. Who else had a really good? Oh, I know. There are the what are those women's names? Scribbler and Willow Winters. And there's another woman, I can't remember her name. She's a young adult author, Sasha. She has red hair. Anyway, she's like really popular. Her and another girl run another book subscription business. And for whatever reason, book subscription or book box subscriptions are like super hot right now. Everybody wants them. So Scribbler is really popular. Willow Winters sells her own. It's a really bad graphic, but she has different price points, I think, where they go from 20 to 50 to 100. And I believe it's just her own books and some swag. but she went to the trouble to have these boxes very nicely made. And I can tell you, because I work with planners to help them to create planners and notebooks and journals, those are also very popular, as well as getting those boxes. You can get those boxes for so cheap and get them made for you over in China for like pennies and have them shipped over, and then just have a surplus of boxes. Now, I don't know where you live or what your house is like, but if you have a garage or an extra room, you can just kind of store them and use them as you go. So, just something else to think about, which is more of a passive income sort of business where you're not actively doing stuff like editing. But you can try different things. Like, I've tried so many different things. And yes, I failed at so many different things. The fitness coaching, total fail. Dating coach. I just love talking about dating, like listening to other people and giving advice. Total fail. And so pretty fabulous with the creating online templates and doing graphic design. Just kind of a fluke that it worked out. Somebody asked me to create a couple of different planners for them, and then I made some more, and then I realized that it was just easier to sell templates than working one-on-one with clients, and that's how Pretty Fabulous came along. But when I started out, I used to do I don't know if anyone is here that remembers this. I used to do websites for authors. I used to do logos. I did social media graphics, and I'm just not built for like one-on-one work. I don't know why. A lot of people are. Maybe it's because I'm like a super introvert, and I don't know. I love crowds like this, and I love talking at events, but I'm not like a one-on-one person. I'm just not very good at it. It's like not my forte. So what I would do is I would definitely watch this video. It has 10 different downloads. It has a bonus 11th idea, which clearly I cannot think of. But it has all of those in there for you to think about if that's something that you guys want to do. But it's really pretty easy. Like, I can't even tell, like, it's so much easier to make money off of just having a side business than it is the other thing. So, like, for example, hold on, I'll share my revenue again with you. If you go to, let me, uh, Fran, maybe I need to start editing again. I mean, if you want, editing does take up a lot of time and brain space that maybe will cut into your writing, though. Jana, I love these ideas for other types of income. Fran, never heard of a book box sub. Yeah, they're amazing. They're everywhere. Just go to Cratejoy, which I think is just cratejoy.com. It's just one of like many sites that aggregates a bunch of people selling book box subscriptions. Terry, having your own book box sounds amazing. Fran, love your honesty. Love the book box idea. There's another author, Bethany Adizado. I don't think she makes, I want to say she doesn't make any money off of this. But she also, it's so hard to spell her name, Bethany Adizado. She does do book boxes for writers, but she does it on Patreon. So because she does it on Patreon, I think she just breaks even with the way that she does it. And it's more just to, I think, have engagement. And let me just share that with you. Tab Bethany. There it is. We've never really talked about her how much she makes or anything. But I know it always 100% sells out. Let's see the resources, Writers Club. Yep. In fact, it's gone. She took it away. She used to do book box subscriptions all the time, but she stopped doing it because I'm guessing it wasn't as profitable because she was charging really low amounts, like $30 for the book boxes, versus some of them are charging, like Willow Winters charges 100, right? Asha, I would like to combine my future marriage and family therapy career. I'm studying now with writing, both fiction and nonfiction. You could totally do that. Chris, love your planners. Thanks. Joni, it's really time consuming though. It is. Jess, wow, Asha, that is such a great thing to study. Joni, a friend of mine, had a book subscription box service, the first in the Netherlands. Yeah. Yeah. By country. And yeah, obviously, if you do it international, it's going to cut into your profit. Renee, I love her YouTube channel though, too. Yeah. All right. So what was I was going to show you? Oh, income. I was going to show you my income. So I post my planners on many, many different places. So one of them is Creative Market. So the reason I really needed to do this is because I didn't want to do one-on-one coaching. Just so you know, one-on-one coaching is way more profitable, or one-on-one done for you services is much more profitable instantly than passive income. And the reason why is you just need 1 or 2 clients. You charge them 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a month. That's instant, like thousands of dollars in your pocket. I sell templates. I have to convince people to buy something and I have to build it before I sell it. So, sometimes people do pre-sales just like you do with a book, but it's a product. And usually when you have a commodity like that, you just aren't able to charge as much. And because people don't need you, right? They just buy it and they're done. It's just a different business model. But again, I think it goes by personality. So here is, and it's hard to show. Let me show you. Okay, so the nice thing about templates is I sell all of my templates on my own site through my shop, but I also just sell them over here on Creative Market. So here at the top, it'll just show you like how much I made month to date. So this is, what is this, the 15th? So I've made 1,800 off of Creative Market, and that's even with them taking 40%. But the nice thing is I don't do anything. Like, I don't do any marketing. I don't push anybody to that website. People are just actively searching on there and they just find stuff and download it. So for me, that's just way easier than having to push my services all the time. Because when you're a coach and you are trying to sell those one-on-one services, you really have to be doing more engagement with people. I mean, I'm pretty honest and open, but I think you have to be doing more of like, hey, my client just sold, like if I was going to help someone with book marketing, I'd be like, hey, my client just launched a book and it hit the number one, bestseller list on Amazon in 2 hours, right? Like, or I'd say, oh, we just put a new cover out, right? Like, to me, that's a lot of extra work that I'm not like capable of or like built for. But people who do one-on-one coaching, that's really great for them. I'm more about passive income. Like, if you find it, I'm more like, if you love it, great. And if you don't buy it, and that's totally okay. And it's possibly also the reason that I don't really run Facebook ads. Like all of you that are here today, I didn't find through a Facebook ad. You just found me through YouTube, or you're on my mailing list, or you ran into me or heard of me from somewhere else. And I already know that we're like connected and like and trust me, versus like running Facebook ads. You get a lot of different people and sometimes people aren't as happy. So it also helps with customer service too. So again, I guess my point is, really decide on a business model. And once you decide whether you want to do more one-on-one stuff versus more passive income, then you're going to be able to tailor your business to what you kind of want it to be. Um, let's see. I have a question. Asha, do you need to be a published author or artist before you can be a creative coach? No, not at all. I did coaching with Jade, which her real name is Ashley, but she called herself Jade because she was gonna write and that was gonna be her pen name. And she had never ever written a book, not even a first draft. And she was just doing coaching, like writing coaching and business coaching. And I found her very helpful, like as an accountability person, connecting me with other authors and just making me stay accountable and on track. So you definitely don't have to do that. I would say though, if like I never coach people on how to sell more books because I don't know how to sell more books, right? Like my answer is always like run a bunch of Facebook ads. And even then, when you run Facebook ads, I didn't make a single ad. Alana made the ads, and then another guy that we worked with who also does a lot, like does this like 100% for other authors. He ran the ads for us as well. So, if you're going to do coaching in anything, whether it is time management or it is being a book doctor or editor or something, you should feel like you're providing value to people. And that coming to you is worth it, right? Like you have to have what's always called a USP, a unique selling proposition. Like maybe people come to you because your book covers are illustrations, right? That's really popular with contemporary romance right now. People have book cover cartoon looking things for romantic comedy, or they just sell better. And so if that's something you're really good at, then that can be like your one thing that you do. But you don't have to be a published author or anything to do sales. And in fact, I really think like I know there's like some crackdown in the author tube world. I mean, in general, some people are just better at teaching than they are at doing. And that happens a lot of times. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I hope that helps. What else did I want to tell you? Okay. So just so you know, when I said I deleted like 30 slides today, I have a special deal for you today because we didn't really get into a lot of the business plan. So, just for today only, for just 27, next Monday at noon, we'll do it's going to be like honestly a 2-hour session to go through the entire author business plan. So, just to give you some background, Author Girl Boss was supposed to launch last September. I got busy. I don't know what happened. It didn't launch. And so Author Girl Boss was supposed to consist of 4 different workbooks and 6 different modules. So let me just share with you what's going on in here. So this workbook is a little bit over 100 pages. It's going to be 120 when it's done. As you can see, it has all the Lisa London branding because it was supposed to launch last year. But this entire workbook, if you're familiar with the way I do workbooks, it has a lot of stuff in it. So this is just one of 4. And the first workbook was just meant to help people who want to do option B. I don't help at all with option A. There are lots of great people. I will give you a list of recommendations if you want. But option B, if you want to create a business and make that like a large part of your income so that you have time to write, but you don't have to go to a day job, that is like my bread and butter. Like I can 100% help you do that. So that's what this workbook was for. The second workbooks, there were supposed to be 4 workbooks inside of here. The second workbook is just how to launch a book, right? Like everything you need to think of, all the different pieces. And then the third workbook was just how to build an author platform, right? Like I'm really good at doing platform building and branding and your website and all of those different things. And then workbook number 4 was just supposed to be goal setting, like weekly planning and tracking. So here's what's going to happen with all 4 of these workbooks. The first workbook, the Author Girl Boss Business Plan, you can get this entire workbook, all of this for 27. I will walk you all through all of this next week on Monday, and that is just 27. The other 3 workbooks, the book launch planner and the author platform and the author life planner, will all be free and included inside of Girl Boss Academy. So again, workbook number 1, which is this whole thing that you see here, is all going to be $27. That will be next Monday, 2-hour session. I will walk you through exactly how to put together your author business plan, like this entire thing. And then the other 3 will be free inside of the Girl Boss Academy. So Girl Boss Academy, let me just share with you what that was originally intended to be. So Girl Boss Academy was originally, here's like all I think you need to do, because sometimes people get into these 6-month or 1-month, 9-month programs and like nothing gets done. Like they're just every month goes month by month and things aren't happening. I really think you can have something up and running in 6 weeks. The only thing is if you can't get past week 1, that does slow everything down. So you do have to like commit to one thing. So the way Girl Boss Academy is supposed to run is week 1, we figure out what your niche is. Like, what is it you want to do? Like, what's your special thing? Like I was saying, what's your unique selling position? What is something special you can offer and that you're interested in? Because if you're not interested in it and you're not really passionate about it, it's probably going to show. And that will have been a lot of wasted effort and time and money on something that you just don't even care about. You might as well just have a day job. So we'll just pick a niche, something that's really profitable. The second week, we're going to just define who your client is. So you know who you should be talking to, what they're doing, where they hang out, how much money they make, so that it also helps with pricing, how you can price your services. The third week, we'll talk about how to set up your website. So you really want a website that converts. A lot of people get into this trap where they just get a really pretty website, and that's great. But that's kind of very 1990s. Now, if you are a real business, you need a website where people land there immediately, they're able to take action. And then we'll talk in the fourth week about list building, because if you don't have a list, you can't sell anything, even though people say you can do Facebook ads. And 100%, if you want to run Facebook ads and make extra money, that will work. However, I think it's always better to explore all of your other options before doing Facebook ads, because Facebook ads are kind of like an easy win. And if you're able to just gather an audience of captive customers, other ways, then you should definitely try to do that first. So we'll talk about list building. And when you put something out to your list, like the first program I ever put out, I only had, I think, 200 or 300 people on my list. And it was super successful. I think I only made, when I say successful, I think I made like $2,400. But that is way better than having a list of, sometimes like now my list is 15,000 and sometimes only like 2 or 1% of people respond. So sometimes having like too big of a list isn't really what you want. You really want a very engaged and active and list that is really in tune with what you're offering and what you're trying to, the value you're trying to provide to them. And then week 5, we'll talk about setting up your business, like financial planning. So obviously, not everybody has 4 years worth of salary saved up at this moment. If you do, that's amazing. But if you don't, we can work around that. Again, like I said, there are different ways to do everything. And so we will talk one-on-one about all those different ways. For week 5, I actually bring someone in because this is the point where everyone wants to ask, should I set up an S Corp? Should I set up an LLC? Should I set up an S Corp that it gets taxed as an LLC, or should I stay a sole proprietor? So we'll talk about all of those different things. And I have a really great lawyer who is amazing, just does this for online businesses, and she'll walk you through all of that. Especially, you can ask her questions if you are married or if you're single or whatever everyone's situation is always different. And then week 6, we'll just put it all together because sometimes at the end you're like, I don't know what to do next. So we'll talk about what to do next. Really, and this is like a small group because like I said, everybody's situation is different. And so all of these group coaching calls are meant to really tailor in on what it is that you're doing. So each week, and I know this isn't a lot of information, I'll put more information out next month when this launches. But what goes into each module, and like every week we'll have a bunch of different lessons, especially if you want to DIY everything. And then we'll also have a group coaching call. So the reason it's 6 weeks is because I think if you wait any longer, you kind of lose momentum and you kind of forget what you were working on and what you were doing. And I think, this is really just for people who are very serious and want to just make money right now, and have a business running for 2020. So I hope that helped answer questions. Let me check and see if you guys have any other questions. Um, Elizabeth, your books are always beautifully laid out. So pretty. Thank you. Renee, you're doing an amazing job in these workbooks. So beautiful. Thanks. Yeah, I actually have a course coming out this fall called Workbook Academy, where I'm going to teach other people how to make workbooks. Jana, so pretty. Love all of your writing freebies. Emily, I agree. So pretty. Sasha, will you send us the link to register? Yeah. So the link to register for next Monday, it's a great question, is somewhere. That is not it. Is here we go. It's just called the full plan. Chris, this has been very informative. Thank you. And Girl Boss Academy too, please. Yes. So the wait list for Girl Boss Academy is now at, I think I put it in your workbook. So in your workbook, that's a lie. I did not put it in your workbook. Let me find it for you. Okay. So the wait list for Girl Boss Academy, and same thing, it'll have super low pricing. The beginning is over here. Does anybody have any questions or anything that like you're wondering about? Just me in general, about the cat. What is he doing? Did you want to say hi? No? He's looking, I don't know. He hears something off to the side. Let's look at the front. All right. Okay, guys. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, I hope this was super helpful. And remember, just find me on social. Oh, wait. I'm just kidding. Don't go. I still have one more prize. We still have the hearts. and the Author Girl Boss Notebook. So, if you are still here, I need 2 numbers from anybody over a number over 100, but less than 150. Let me download the chat again. Don't walk on the keyboard. Don't do it. Okay. 2 numbers. Okay, so I have 104 and 120, which is 224, right? So 224. So let's look at Excel. Okay. So 224. 224 is Sasha Summers. All right, Sasha, I have your mailing address, so you're all set. So I will send these out to you. All right, guys. I hope everyone's set. Terry, the girl boss list is not working. I'm so sorry. How is the girl boss wait list not working? I will mail you all a copy of 2 things. I'll mail you a copy of the slides, and I will mail you the copy to the links from today. So I will do that within a couple hours. So just make sure to check your email in today. And that's it. All right. Bye, everyone.